Hi there, we're here in our third interview for our series on Hatch 2014. I'm here today with Francisco-Fernando Granados to talk about his project, The Ballad of B, which will be presented in the Studio Theatre on Saturday, April 26th at 8 p.m. Hi, Francisco.
Hi, Margaret. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you for coming in. I wanted to ask you about your inspiration for this project. Where did the idea come from?
I've been working in performance for a couple of years, and my work usually tends to deal more with the language of drawing. But a couple of years ago, a friend of mine who is an ESL teacher brought to me this photocopy from a language lesson from a book that she was using. And I was really surprised to find that this text was an exact copy of an interview that I had given as a teenager to the Vancouver Sun, talking about being a young refugee in Canada. It was a really strange experience to find yourself in the past turned into a language lesson, and it was actually in the Canadian multicultural mosaic unit of the text. And while it was an element that I hadn't necessarily worked with in my practice before, I felt like it needed to be turned into something. It needed to be made into a work.
You have an idea that incorporates the audience into this particular piece that will involve some online interaction. Can you explain that a little bit? Absolutely.
I was really trying to think about a way to open up the text. You know, the thing about particularly the ways in which the stories of immigrants and refugees are told is that a lot of the times the narratives feel a bit sort of foreclosed, or it feels like the story has already been told. So I wanted to think about a way in which there could be a kind of unpredictability to the text. So working with the curators, Michael and Ashlyn, we thought about the idea of using social media to invite people to create interventions in spaces in the script. The title of the piece is The Ballad of Space, line B. And so this idea of the space, this idea of the blank space, this idea of the almost mad lib line that leaves a room for the audience to respond is something that we're going to take through the entire script.
We do our presentations in the Studio Theatre, and this will be your first time presenting your piece in a theatre. How do you feel that might affect the work?
I'm very curious. As you say, it's my first time working in a theater. I have worked in a gallery setting, making performance for a gallery setting for a number of years, and finding out what it means to do a work of performance in a stage. It's one of the main, I think it's one of the big unpredictable things. Coming from a visual arts background, I'm quite interested in site specificity. And I think one of the ways in which I've explained this project to myself is that I want to make a work that uses all of the elements of theater, but that it is a site-specific performance. You know, there will definitely be a kind of attention to the space, a kind of attention to, a kind of awareness of the stage, of the fact that we are in a stage. The audience and the public will be collapsed into the same space and will be sharing that space, and the performance will be happening among the people. So hopefully that'll also create opportunities for different kinds of interaction.
The Ballad of B will be presented on Saturday, April 26th at 8 p.m. at Harbourfront Centre in the Studio Theatre. If you're interested in tickets, visit harbourfrontcentre.com/hatch. You can also follow along with Francisco's creative process over the next few weeks at praxistheatre.com and follow him on Twitter at @FranFergra. He will be posting the Google Doc for his script on April 18th and inviting members of the public to contribute to his script. If you would like to follow the entire Hatch season on Twitter, be sure to use #HatchTO.